Hey, okay. Down here for another episode of Thoughts from a Juvenile Probation Officer. After my post that I did yesterday, my buddy hit me up. He was like, well, what does good parenting look like? He said, where do you start? Um, I was like, that's a very good question. He was like, some people just don't know how. They just don't know. How I look at it is this. Our parents, they parented us based upon how their parents parented them, and that's how we parent based upon things that we seen when we were parenting, those things of that nature. uh I look at the end of the day, I mean, I believe that any grown, tax-paying, mentally sane person knows what's right and what's wrong, and those are the things that you need to instill into your children. um and I think I either said it on my first or the second video that I posted. Like, you can't start parenting at 11, 12, 13 years old. Like, it starts from birth. You teaching them those core values, you teaching them principles, you're teaching them those things that will make them a productive citizen. Now, if you are the type of parent that has done that, and when they get up in age and they want to stray away from that, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, that's on them. You know, what I'm more so focused on those parents that haven't been doing that. Now all of a sudden, you know, your kids are delinquent. You know, ran into so many parents, whether they're single parents or whether it's two parents at the house or what have you. You trying to be your kid's friend. Like, no, you be their parent. You can be friendly. There's nothing wrong with being friendly, but you're not there to be their friend. You're there to parent. You're there to make sure that they know right from wrong. You're there to make sure that they don't end up with somebody like me on their caseload, telling them what they can and what they cannot do, writing reports, checking in, monitoring them. I mean, at the end of the day, I look at what I do. You are a glorified, high-paid babysitter. You know, it's sad. Like, it really is. But the whole back to parenting thing, like, when he said some people don't know, I still look at it as like there's no excuse, because there's too many resources. It's way too many resources. Like, if you can pick up the phone to call your homeboy or your homegirl and figure out what's going on, or you want to get on there and look up what club to go to or outing or something like that, you can use the same goddamn phone. Google parenting skills, YouTube it. As I said before, it is a plethora of resources out there. So that's why it angers me when people say, oh, some people just don't. That's no fucking excuse. If you got a goddamn smartphone, there's no excuse. I mean, churches around here are dime a fucking dozen. You don't have to be religious to go to a church and, like, hey, I'm needing some help parenting. Like, go to the fucking library. Like, this shit is free. It's hella parenting books. Like, that's it just don't make any sense. So, for a little story. So, mama had called me. No, I called the mom to check up on one of the kids, and she was like, I was like, well, is so and so, is he, staying at home doing what he got to do? It's like, yeah, he's staying here at home. Let him play his video games. He goes out to the backyard and he goes to the front yard. But the only thing, he just won't log on to be able to do his schoolwork. And I'm like, she was like, I just need some help with that, helping him, get motivated for that. I don't need to help this nigga get motivated. Like, first of all, he wasn't doing it when school was in session. So what type of motivation you think myself or anybody else is going to give him if he has to do it at home? you know? And this is the same kid that each time I go do a school visit, oh, he's present, but he's not in class. We can't find him. Like, okay, now the kid is at home. It's called consequences. All right, you don't want to log on? All right, take a goddamn Xbox, PlayStation, whatever the fuck you play. Take that shit. Nah, you can't fucking go outside. You know, have them clean up random shit. Like, get on your fucking knees with a goddamn toothbrush with some bleaching water and clean the baseboards. Like, do some shit. Like, but that just, oh, I don't know what to do. Not that whining shit. Like, I don't want to hear. I'm not your kid's father. I'm not your kid's mentor. I'm not the goddamn uncle. I'm not the fucking friend. I'm the probation officer. So obviously, whatever the fuck that they were doing got them to the point where they are my goddamn caseload. And so they either going to do what I asked them to do, or the consequences that are going to come from it are going to be grave. And that's something that you, as the parent, are going to have to deal with. Then you get these parents, oh, you know, y'all putting all these restrictions is messing me up. Well, how the fuck you think that's not messing me up? I'm taking time out of my day when I could be doing something else. Come check on your badass goddamn kid, because this little motherfucker want to do what the fuck he want to do because you don't want to do what the fuck you have to do or are supposed to do, which is fucking parent. I don't understand. It's that fucking simple. Like, you don't have to be your kid's friend. Like, stop giving these little motherfuckers money for them to go out and do shit with. Like, shit. Jesus Christ. Like, I really don't understand it. But I digress. Going back to parenting. You know, we all take those things that are good and bad from our parents and how, you know, we were parented, and we take on those things. You know, some people might have a shitty ass parent, you know, so it would make sense that if they had kids, they would not want to be a shitty ass parent. So bam, that's positive, because they're like, you know what, my dad, mom, auntie, uncle, whoever, they did these things and I don't like that, and it didn't work out, and I think that it was fucked up, so I'm not going to do it. Bam, that's common sense. Yeah, I know common sense ain't common to everybody, but Jesus Christ, like, if you grew up with your daddy and your mama beating the dog shit out of you for nothing, why the fuck you just gonna beat the dog shit out of your kids after you knew that didn't feel good to you? Now, that's just hella ass backwards to me. You know, if you grew up in a controlling environment, like, why would you be that same way to your kids knowing, you know, that's how you felt about it? Like, just start using some simple common sense type stuff. That's all. Literally, at the end of the day, it's really common sense. And like I said, there's resources that are out here. Like, if you don't understand how to use Google, if you don't understand how to go to a fucking library, if you don't understand how to, you know, Google phone numbers that have agencies that talk about free parenting classes, I think that's a huge problem. And then which further frustrates me is there at the courthouse, they offer parenting classes. But guess what? Nobody wants to fucking show up because it's an inconvenience. Well, goddamn it, it's an inconvenience for me to call you and your wayward ass kids all the goddamn time, making sure they ain't fucking up nobody else goddamn home. So, I don't know. It's just becoming frustrated. It's very frustrating. It really, really is. You know, at the end of the day, parenting is training your child to possibly be to be a parent when they get of age, you know? So if you don't want your kids to be fucked up and to be a delinquent, show them right, show them wrong, not just by telling them. That means you as a parent need to be doing those things as well. You can't be out here, oh yeah, you don't need to be out here selling dope, yet and still they getting out of school, they saying your ass fucking selling dope. Oh, you shouldn't be goddamn selling pussy, but you got goddamn niggas running in and out of the house, or you got females running in and out of the house. Like, it's counterproductive, stupid, it's asinine. Like, at that point, you're just a fucking retard. So, maybe I gave some tips, maybe I didn't. I hope that you just take what you can from it and just use it. Like I say, you know, if you are having some issues with parenting, yo, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? I don't claim to know it all, but at the end of the day, I do know what's not fucking working. So, yeah, hit me up.